Okay guys, here is our kitchen on the cooker side where we're going to be changing this. We're changing this before Christmas, but you'll be watching this in like January, I think. Just because I wanted to keep the Christmas content separate to any home DIY stuff. So at the moment we have what's this kind of worktop, Rich? It's like a laminate kind of worktop that's covered. I think you can get them in most countries, so you guys probably know what I mean. And then it has an upper part of the same material, and they use that as a backsplash, but because it's really short, it doesn't actually protect that much of the wall, and it's not being done to the greatest standard, and just generally isn't very nice, and it's not very clean. Basically, is the best way to explain it. It's not very clean because a lot of the time, like, dirt sits on this ledge and you have to clean it all the time. So we are going to take it off. Now, when we take it off, we don't know what kind of damage it's obviously going to do, like, behind it to the wall. So to make sure we've got something there to protect the walls from any dirt and grease and fat from cooking, and also to save the walls from taking that off, we're going to panel behind the plate rack. So we'll be taking all of this down. But for now, I'm going to pack some of this stuff away before the paneling gets here to actually change the tiles on the backsplash, because the trim starts and then the tiles start for the backsplash. By taking that trim off, there won't be enough tiles here. And obviously it won't look right. So we will be taking this trim off, paneling here, but we're going to be adding some tiles back onto here because the paneling won't survive the cooking grease and fat and, like, you know, just odd stuff that splashes up, like tomato soup, for example. White paneling won't survive that. So we're going to be putting these tiles on. Now, I bought these tiles ages and ages ago when we had this idea, and we just haven't got around to doing the work. They are very rustic. They're quite thick, chunky tiles. Now, a couple of them do have a label on. I will try and find that one for you whilst we're doing this, to tell you where I got them from. They're all different. Some of them will be more blue than others, and they're all finished with like a brown blue edging, which is really nice. And I wanted something rustic but simple that would go with everything, and I also didn't want the blue to sort of be too dark, like a dark blue, like that. I wanted a very light pale colour. So it was actually really difficult to choose what kind of tile I was going to go for. So I'm really hoping these work. I didn't need very many, so I was able to just pick what I wanted, to be honest. But yeah, I'm really hoping they're going to look good, and yeah, we'll show you as much as we can in the next few clips. So hopefully this will all tie together. What we'll also be doing is running the paneling underneath the cupboards as well. We'll be placing some trim around the window frame, so that the paneling finishes up to the window and it looks like, you know, proper, like it looks all cohesive. And then what we're doing is we're paneling up to this end of the unit, and then over the sink, where it gets obviously really wet and splashed, we're going to tile that as well, and that's going to be different tiles. And we're going for just white tiles on the back there. We don't have any to hand, but I will show you those as well. And we're possibly going to step back and just show you. This is a shelf that we had left over from a previous house we lived in. So we've popped it on the wall for now, but we're actually thinking of moving that shelf or adding 2 shelves. Or if we don't change where the shelf is, oh, well done, then what we'll be doing is extending the shelf. So we'll get a bigger one basically that runs to the end. So what they'll actually do is open up this area and make this area look bigger, but also it will be fuller, which means it will feel more homely and not so sparse. And as you can see, the trim runs there, and yeah, it's not protecting it enough to keep it clean. So so that's the plan.
It's warped as well, isn't it?
Oh, it has as well, yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that. Or you can. You can see this shelf is actually bent. Possibly from...
It's just from the heat.
Wet and heat, yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, it was just to make do for a little while. And it's, you know, it looks sweet enough, but it's not quite what we wanted to do. So will we be putting 2 shelves up?
It's up to you.
So are you finishing the tiles where that shelf is now?
Currently, yeah.
Okay.
But it'll be...
There's a few options we could have done over here. We could have stopped the tiles at this height and then panelled upwards. And I've seen it on some Pinterest boards and it looks really good. And then we could add a shelf at this level and then like slightly higher than that one. Or we can keep the shelf there because the holes are already in there. Put a different shelf on, but in the same place. And then tile up to the shelf. And then leave the height, the top? Yeah, and then like leave the top, maybe not panel it or panel it at a later date. So depending on what it looks like. So there's a few options. You will see in the next clips what we choose to do. So yeah, here we go. Let's get started. Some tile adhesive. This was a good option for us because we didn't want a massive bag of it because we just won't use it, and a big bag of unmixed adhesive. They if they get damp in the paper bag, then it goes off and it goes like rock hard. So you have to use like the whole bag. If not, you have to dispose of it, which is really wasteful and costs a lot as well, you know, just to throw it away. So this is pre-mixed and you literally just slap it on. It's worked just as well as we've just done it in the bathroom. So yeah, we're now gonna give it a go. So we've taken off the old tiles and the trim, and this is what it's left behind, and then we've just removed the glue and scored the back just so it will grip easier, and off we go. And then we're waiting for the paneling to arrive, so you won't see that in this clip. You'll just see this, and then I will clear off my plate rack, which actually gives me the chance to clean everything because it is probably pretty dirty. So it gives it a good old clean as well. It gives me a good chance to clean everything, and so I'll get that down, and when we panel it, you will then see us carry out that work, and we'll also put the new switches on. I was just saying to Rich, I brought all new silver sockets and switches for here about a year ago because they're not cheap, to be honest, like the silver brushed ones and stuff. I think that's the style we've got, so I'll be unpacking those when I unpack our Christmas decks. So good timing, and yeah, I'll be replacing them all. So if you do see them, they're not the ugly white ones. Now we're just working out like whether we want spaces in it or not. It actually looks like we do need to put spaces in it so that it fits better, so that we don't have any cuts, because we don't want to have like half of a cut somewhere along here, because you'll have to do it the whole way up and it just won't look very good. So we're working out if we can space them out slightly, then they'll fit better. But because they've got like a coloured edge, it's going to be a bit tricky whether or not we use white grout or not. We're not really sure.
Things well, because they're not straight. So like
yeah, they're not.
There,
yeah, as you can see, they're rustic.
Gap there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we don't space them.
I reckon we space them ourselves with our eyes.
We could do. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So it's just rustic, and then what we'll do here, when the panelling goes up to the edge of the tiles, if it doesn't look right, just straight up against it, we'll pop a piece of beading on and stick it on the panelling along here, so that it kind of like finishes it, and we'll do it the same side there, and we'll just pick up like a cheap piece of beading from the hardware store, something like small as that basically is what we'd need. So we'll think about that, and we can just go and get that at a later date just to finish it off, and it's fairly affordable as well. So yeah, let's see how we get on. We're just measuring where the panelling's going to go, so that it's like easy for us to just slot the panelling in, and then obviously cut the switch out of the panelling, because if we don't work that out and then the tiles go into the panelling and then you have to cut the panelling, it's going to be really awkward. So the best thing to do is work out the panelling and fit the tiles in amongst it, in between it. Let's do this. So Richard likes to measure everything and do the right thing by using a spirit level and a tape measure and everything like that. And I just
properly, you mean?
do it properly. And I like to just slap it on. So we have to try and meet in the middle. But if we space them out too much, they're going to be really gappy and they don't look like those kind of tiles. So I think the best thing for us to do is just kind of play around with it. And if we get stuck around the ends, we'll just get some wooden trim, and stick that on the wall and then start the panelling. Hopefully this makes sense, and as the video goes on you'll know what we mean. Here goes with the other side. Let me just zoom out and show you where we're situated now. So we've done over there, the backsplash behind our hob, and we're now over here where the sink is, so that we can pop some different tiles on here, which are the white rustic like subway tiles, and they're going to go higher, possibly sort of artisan, yeah, to like where a shelf is going to go. But we're going to do that whole bit, which will also make it feel bigger, but also gets really splashed and everything there, as you can imagine. Now, these look like pint pulling taps, but they are ones that we used in an emergency because ours broke, and we popped those on. They're really not that bad, and they would be absolutely perfect for like a Belfast sink, but obviously we can't put a Belfast sink in here because this has already been cut into the worktop and we don't want to do all the other work. So they are on there for now. We would love to get a porcelain or ceramic sink and replace like for like, and then pop either those taps on or new ones, but we haven't got round to doing that yet. So we're going to aim to do this first, and at some point next year we might be able to do that. If not, we will just make do with it, and it probably won't look as unattractive once we've got, you know, the tiles on and stuff. So yeah, let's give this a go. Whoops.
Thank God we're tiling.
Oh dear. This is exactly what we're talking about, guys. So yeah, the glue's obviously caught the plaster a bit too much.
They've used better adhesive on this side, and the other
Yeah.
side they just used silicone.
It was barely stuck on the other side. But we're going to cover all this up, and it won't be looking so bad, so that'll be good. Okay, so Rich has just come up with a really great idea to just fill those holes so that it's nice and level when we tile, and he's just literally using some of the tile adhesive and just filling in those holes, and that's where the glue has been that's pulled the plaster off.
Did this in our last house, didn't we? And the tiles stayed on there for ages. Well, I think they did.
Yeah, so it's just easier than then having to get like filler or anything else. Just use the adhesive, pop that on, and it'll do the same trick. And yeah, obviously, you know, it's going to be panelled and tiled, so you won't see any of it, but it gives you a nice flat surface to start with. So there we go. I was just saying to Rich as well that I was going to tell you guys about this. So it's a thin extension lead, and I use it over here for my lamp, kettle and toaster because I don't have enough sockets, and then I have something else plugged in there as well. And once I then have all my stuff over here, I like to put a chopping board or a picture up here. Now, if you've got like an extension lead, it's really messy. So this one tidies it all up, keeps it flat so it takes up minimal space, and it's just really, really handy. So I think I might order another one as well for the other side of our kitchen, and I'll let you know where I got it from. But it's really useful, and that way if you don't want to see any plugs but you want like way more sockets, you can turn 1 into 3, and then obviously because not everyone's got loads of sockets everywhere. So we've finished these tiles. This is a couple of days, so you'll see these videos like over time. They're finished. I've just got to add a little bit of grout into that last top row. But yeah, really happy with those. And when you sit at the dinner table, it just looks really nice looking over and seeing a pop of colour. The upstand has been removed all the way along, as you can see. And what we're now doing is something that we've done to our other windows, which I'll just take you over here so I don't wreck the place. What we've done is we've actually added this dado around the window to frame it, where we've got different colour changes, purely because when we did this part, in here with the blue, we just didn't really know how to finish it around the window nicely. So we actually used the dado as dado, and then we used it to frame the windows. And we're going to do the same over here so that we can finish the paneling into the dado that goes and frames this window. And so hubby's just working that out at the moment. He has already done a fab job over here. Oh, that looks so good on camera as well, look. So he's just finished over here with the paneling and the tiling. I'm going to grout in here and at the same time grout my bathroom, which I'll also do another video on, and I'll show you separately another video of the bathroom reveal. So now we're just putting, well, he is now putting on the frame around the window and then the paneling here. But this is looking amazing, and I love the way that it goes from like the lines for the tiles and then the lines for the paneling, like vertical. Also, we've got some nice new switches which we will be installing. So I just need to paint and then they can be put in place. So I'll finish that, paint once that's on, and yeah, just going for white in the back here, and eventually when I can get around to ordering it, it will be the same white that we've used in here, which is called Wevet from Farrow & Ball. But for now, I'm just going to try and find some white paint to get it finished. And that's where we're up to. So we'll just show you a few more clips and stuff of the next steps. Time to silicone here and seal it. Finish the grout here and start painting this and seal the edge here as well. But how good is that looking? It looks so good. Here we go, guys. We are now at 7 o'clock, I think it is, on, what's the day? Sunday. And you'll see this in like January, but this is November. It's not even December yet. It's the last day of November, yeah. So here's a very good, it's a really good, it's fantastic, it's a lucky, fantastic card. No, Cubby's very skilled. It's all skill, you know. Yeah, so it's all cut fantastically and it just looks amazing. Some of it's been painted and it doesn't look so great in obviously like the darkness, because it got really dark at like 3 o'clock, so I was kind of painting in the dark, and as you can see it's not great, but for the first coat it's not bad. So this is looking absolutely fabulous. It's all been sorry, I'm just finishing the gravy. It's a late dinner, multitasking. I finished the grouting over there and silicone around the sink area, so I'm so chuffed with that. Obviously, again, I'll have a look at it in the daylight tomorrow and see what it looks like. And my father-in-law is going to make a shelf for us out of a scaffolding board. He's going to sand it and prep it for us, and it's going to go all the way along. So hopefully we'll do that soon. Sorry, again, the gravy is nearly burning. So yeah, just got that little gap to do. We've just got these ones to do. We've got some switches to find, and that's it. But I'm going to log out now and we'll bring you up to speed again when we've done a bit more and maybe it's painted and it's daylight. We've done some more painting today and silicone, which is a bit wet still, but here goes the plate rack, still putting that up. We're probably going to pop some trim up here just to make it a little bit more decorative, and also just to fill that gap because the paneling wasn't quite big enough there. But you know, it's not easy when you're
it was the ceiling.
because the ceiling is pretty out, to be honest. But when you're trying to cut in sockets and everything, it's not that straightforward. But it looks so nice having the tiles and then the paneling next to each other. But I'm not going to leave this guy stranded any longer. I need to help him put this up, so. Perfect. It's perfectly level. We just need to find the switch for that, which I've got in this lovely brushed silver. So very nice. I did a job lot order on a website I can link below, which were really affordable. And it made sure I could get every single one the same that I needed. So they'll do, you know, if you've got like a fuse and a switch, or if you've got an oven one. Managed to get all of those. So I'm really looking forward to it, because I really, really hate, and I always have hated, these white sockets and switch covers. Yeah, so I can't wait to see those different. And I won't feel like I need to cover those up with decor as much, because they're a bit more nice looking. So
do you know what makes my OCD really happy?
What makes Richard's OCD really happy?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the line, yeah.
And this side, that was just
it's
like
the same.
Happy coincidence.
No way. That is really satisfying. So it's landed on the lines of the panelling perfectly. Yeah. Oh, that looks so good. And also, like, the hooks, it's more visible, isn't it? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you couldn't really see that before. The lines just make it look way more fancy. So once that silicone's dry, I can actually restyle that area again, just give it a clean. You'll have to excuse the rest of the mess. Obviously, we've kind of like got a half finished kitchen, and we've like been cooking and stuff still. So yeah, I'm now gonna give it a go. I've found some more decent paint, which I was looking for, so I can now crack on painting everywhere. And I just need frog tape to protect a few areas, which I'm not so good at getting the brush with. So yeah, everything's gonna have a lick of paint, but the window just makes it feel so homely having it framed. And I actually got this idea, and you guys, if you're watching and you're from America, I know that you like wooden frame your windows, and you got different kind of windows to us, and obviously like your buildings are different. But a lot of you guys frame your windows, and that's where I got the idea from. This isn't something that you usually do in the UK, I don't think. But I just loved it, and I just thought it's a great way to finish off any panelling where you've kind of got the edge of the panelling and you don't know what to do. So yeah, so I'm going to give that some more coats, and hopefully I can then give you another whiz round and you can see what it looks like. But yeah, here we can see the silver switches, and it just looks so much better. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to crack on painting and decorating, and I'll give you an update soon. go, guys. We're now at decorating stage. So this area has been painted, siliconed, cleaned on the clean worktop. The new socket for our oven has been installed, which is for this one. So in the UK, we have a safety switch above our appliances. I'm not sure if other countries do the same, but that is in case anything happens to the oven and you need to turn it off on the wall. So we have popped some really nice brushed silver switches, and I'm really happy because everything ties in together, and any appliances we've got. I've just got my slow cooker out because we've had slow cooker dinner today. I've managed to pop the plates back. So I've actually sort of redesigned the area. So I think all these knickknacks were already on it before, but I've kind of added some stuff that wasn't, and it's all stuff that's out of the kitchen, but I'm just having a bit of a move around. This is so handy having these hooks here though, because I hang this basket on here and I put my garlic in there, and it lasts so much longer than keeping it in the fridge, and I keep my eggs here. So it's a really, it's not just like looks nice, but it's a really working area. So everything is handy for me to use when I need it, right next to the hob and the oven. And then I've got my salt there. And yeah, and then my trinkets that I love the most, this chicken and these little houses, just my favourite. And then this plant is so happy here. Originally I had it sitting here because I wanted to cover up the white socket before. Obviously now it doesn't look so ugly, I don't need to cover it up so much, but I really like that style there. I might move it. But the plant's really happy and I don't want to upset the plant. So I'm going to see how I get on with the rest of the styling, and then I can always move it if I need to. Over here, we have painted and new socket, but this part needs to be finished with the new sockets, painted and panelled and sealed. This piece needs to be sealed all the way up to about there. So I don't plan on decorating that area yet. So this area, excuse the mess, but is done also. So tomorrow in the daylight, I'll probably record decorating this area, giving the sink a really good clean, and decorating the sink area as well. So there's just a tiny little piece of panelling that needs to be popped in that corner, which will be done eventually. Someone's come to say hello. Are you okay? There's a drawer in there. You can't have anything now, it's too late. So yeah, I'll be styling this area. I think I'm going to change it up quite a bit because I feel like it could be so much nicer over here. This is actually our little station. I've usually got like herbal tea, I've got English tea bags, and then a sugar bowl. This basket is actually a bread basket, like for olive bread or a baguette. But it was a really good shape, and originally I had a chopping board here. So I only had a small space over here to style, and then I propped a picture up again to cover the sockets. I don't think I'm going to do the same. I think I'm going to change it up quite a bit. So, yeah, I will hopefully get that done tomorrow and I'll be able to show you. Wednesday update. I think I spoke to you yesterday, and I've styled this area, which hopefully you would have just seen in the clip beforehand, and it's now finished over here. Oh, it looks so good. Looks so good. Switches are all on. Oh, it just looks so much better than what it was before. Looks wonderful. So now everything's pretty much dry. We can probably go back to normal and I can style it. Just got to get the DIY things out of here, which is why they're in a pile there. But yeah, even makes the blind look better. Oh, we've missed some tape. Let's just take that off. We just got one piece of architrave like that to go on here. But we've also got to cut a piece for up there, so we'll do that at the same time. But that's nothing urgent, you know, it's not urgent at all. So I've popped my butcher's block back where I usually have it. I think I'll probably keep it there, but now's a great chance for me to actually move things around and decide where I really want them. What, babe? Right. Good morning, it's me again. I'm back on the camera instead of it being pointed the other direction. So I thought I would just give you a look round. It's basically finished now and it looks fabulous. So here we go. So at the moment, I've got someone trying to do middle. Good girl, I know. And again. Oh, good girl. No more. Yeah, so at the moment I have basically finished and tidied. I've got this area, I'll just, it's going to be my birthday soon, so I've got some lovely presents to open. Yeah, so here we go. This is, this area is finished. I've decluttered and I've taken different things to different areas. So, like the jar of spoons. Yeah, so I've got the big jar of utensils and a chopping board right near the unit, which, right near the hob, and it was that side. I think it just looks so much better over there. And then I've just got to sort out this line down the side here, which I will fix at some point. And I've restyled this area as well. I just need to get some flowers to pop in this little jug here. Something festive probably when I do my Christmas stuff. Obviously you won't see that because that will be on a different video, because you'll be seeing this right now in the new year. And then I have my basket of onions, which, you know, onions are basically in every recipe, so I've just popped them there. I've only got a few things on the windowsill. Then I've got my tea bags in my tea box over here, my book holder, which I use quite a lot actually. And I kind of do a lot of my food prep in this area. and then obviously use my mixer. So yeah, I'm just so happy with how it turned out around the window as well, because it just warms it up. I just feel so much more homely in here now. Then I've got my toaster and my kettle and my drinks making area, the same as it was before, but just slightly move things around. And then sink is back to normal with the washing up liquid hand wash lotion. And then I've got my plant back here. I've added a little picture as well. And then the next bit to do will be the shelf and the decor on the shelf. So I can't wait. I've got some lovely flowers for my birthday, so I've popped them on here, and I'll probably keep my fruit basket on here as well. I was actually finding, with it being over here, my fruit was getting a bit too warm, so being in the cooking area, so I think I'll probably keep that on there. I did have, excuse the mess over here, I did have this tray with all these lovely things on here. So I might restyle it but make it smaller, because I would really like to use this worktop, if I'm honest. Sorry about the mess. Needs a little wipe. And then this guy actually comes out and you can literally put stuff on there as well. I just think that's amazing. So I've got a lot of worktop space, to be honest. I've got that part there. I've got this whole length here. Then some space here if you wanted. I've got the butcher's block and I've got extra space on that as well. So pretty good for unit space. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want it to be too cluttered. I feel like it was getting a little bit cluttered before. So I'll restyle this area and I will show you what that looks like at some point. But for now, it's finished. And yeah, I'm so happy to have the paneling and to have the tiles and a lovely new backsplash as well. It just really warms it up. I'm loving this.